Welcome everyone to Defender for Cloud in the Field. We've been following up since Ignite, releasing new episodes about some of the capabilities that we launch in GA and some in public preview and even private preview as well during Ignite. Today is no different than that. We have a really good episode about an integration with ServiceNow that we've been talking for a long time, and customers were asking about this for a long time. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our playlist at Microsoft Security Channel, the AK link below. If you are already a subscriber, great, thank you very much. And let's get started. Today, my guest is someone that I've been working for a long time, and it was responsible for managing this feature from the conception and feature PM perspective. Safeena Begum, thank you very much for being on.
Thank you for having me on your show, Yuri.
Absolutely, my friends. Very good to have you here. So before we start talking too deeply about this integration, let me ask you this. In the past, we used to use logic apps to integrate with ServiceNow. It was a lot of steps, a lot of things. How this current integration differentiates from that, and why this is so much helpful for our customers?
Yeah, first of all, I'm so excited to be here and sharing with you all about our recent release. We released ServiceNow integration at Ignite. This is in public preview today. So during our interactions with customers, we figured, like you said, Yuri, there has been a lot of demand to build a feature which is inbuilt to Microsoft Defender for Cloud, so that if the customers are using third-party ticketing systems, they needed an easy way in order to remediate the recommendations for the organizations. They needed an easy way to send these recommendations to the third-party ticketing system and define accountability and whatnot, right? So speaking to the customers, we figured many of them have been using logic apps, like you mentioned. They've been using links and buttons to the Teams channel to trigger changes to the ServiceNow and whatnot. And some of them also used some third-party connectors for it. So as you can imagine, it's a quite a hassle to integrate some third-party connectors within the portal and then push the recommendations to the third-party ticketing system. So to avoid that hassle, we introduced ServiceNow integration within the Defender for Cloud portal. So this is an inbuilt feature for customers, and I'm very excited to show you how it looks like.
That's great. So no more need to create logic apps, no more need to do all those things. That's perfect. Now, ServiceNow has different modules. What are the modules that we are integrating with?
Yeah, sure. So ServiceNow has several modules, but we are integrating with ITSM module to start with as an MVP. But we are here to listen feedbacks from the customers. So if the customers are using different modules, which is more priority for them, please let us know in the comment section. And many of the customers have asked us to introduce VR module as well. So that's our next thing that we are working on.
Okay. So within the ITSM module, there is also different types of tickets. Do we support all tickets, or there is a set of tickets that we are supporting from the get-go?
Yeah, we support 3 types of tickets today. You can choose incident, you can choose problem, or you can choose change ticket. So these are the 3 types that we support today. And speaking to many of the customers, we realized that these are the 3 ticketing mechanisms that they have been using. So we are actually targeting the most used one here. So yeah. 3
okay, that's cool. So I think that would be nice to see this in action. I know that you have a demo, so let's switch to the demo environment and then you can demonstrate that.
Absolutely. So I'm here in the Microsoft Defender for Cloud portal. So when you click on environment settings, you will notice a new tab here, which is dedicated specifically for integrations, where you can connect your environments to the third-party applications. So when I click on a specific integration, you're going to see the number of integrations if you have created already. Otherwise, it will be a blank screen. You click on Add Integration and you'll be popped up with ServiceNow. Like I said, we've started with ServiceNow, but we are going to be coming up with more integration modules as we move forward. But the whole idea is to create an orchestration platform for the customers to start with. So when you click on ServiceNow, you'll see a couple of information that you want to enter. General information like your name, the scope. Do you want to assign it to a subscription level, or do you want to assign it to a management group level? You do have that capability to do that here. And you could also specify exclusions. Say, for example, I have specified a management group level here, and if I don't want a specific subscription to be applicable for this selection, I could do that as well with the help of exclusions. And then I would define my instance URL, which is my ServiceNow instance URL. So I'm just going to edit one of my already created connections for the time purpose. So this is the ServiceNow URL that I'm going to surface along with the username and password and the client ID and client secret. The client ID and client secret, we are receiving it from the ServiceNow portal itself. I'll show you in a bit how to do that. But once you are done with that, you'll be presented with a screen where you have options to choose customization. Either you could choose default customization or customized, in where you could choose more data than the default. You'll be presented with incident problems table and changes table. So you'll see that you have options to choose from along with the urgency, impact, and you could also use assignment group and whatnot, right? So let's imagine I've chosen only default. In this scenario, I'll only receive description, assigned to, and the caller information, and also a short description. I'll show you in a bit how where this information is being stored within the ServiceNow. But if you choose customize, you have more options to choose from. So once you have edited the configuration and you have created it, you'll see your integration right here in fraction of seconds. So it's as simple as that two-step process in order to create an integration.
Since you're there, a couple of questions. First, what are the necessary RBAC role to do this?
You have to be a security admin in order to be able to do this. Okay. And you need to have ServiceNow account, and you have to be an admin there as well.
All right. And does this integrate with our governance feature, or not there yet?
We are not there yet, but that's another thing that we are working on. It's in the roadmap.
When we do this, right, do we have bidirectional affinity synchronization between Defender for Cloud and ServiceNow and vice versa?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have bidirectional sync between ServiceNow and MDC. So once you have created the ticket, you will see that the ticket is created. But let's imagine I have resolved a ticket from the ServiceNow portal. When I have clicked on resolve or canceled, or if I have changed the ticket and whatnot, the synchronization will come up within the Microsoft Defender for Cloud portal as well. And let's imagine you have updated an assignment owner. Even then, you'll be able to see the change within the Microsoft Defender for Cloud portal. So yes, we do have bidirectional sync. Currently, it is 24 hours. But we are working on making it 1 hour.
Okay, so it's 24 hours either way. Doesn't matter if I do on the update on Defender for Cloud or ServiceNow, it would take 24 hours to synchronize, right?
That is right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is really cool. And right now, this is in public preview. Everyone can try it out.
That's right.
Or
So
is it part of any plan?
it's part of Defender for CSPM plan. So you need to make sure that you have Defender CSPM enabled. Once you have Defender CSPM enabled, you'll be able to define integration and then assign your recommendations to ServiceNow.
Got it. Okay. So customers, they need to have Defender CSPM enabled in order to take advantage of this capability. Excellent.
That's right. Now that you've created the integration, you can go to the recommendations. Say, for example, this is one of my unhealthy recommendation. I would go ahead and click on that. And I have the capability. You'll notice that we have introduced another field here called ticket ID. You can see that this is one of the ServiceNow ticket that we've created. Now let me show you how it looks like live. So I could choose either one or more unhealthy resources, and I could click on create assignment. And when I do that, another blade will pop up, and where you'll be able to select ServiceNow here. And this is the place where you can choose the integration instance that you selected in the last step, right? That you created in the last step. So let's say, for example, I choose one of my test default connection, and here is another location where I can choose the ticket type that I want to send to ServiceNow. Let's say I choose an incident. Now, once I have defined the assignment type, I have the capability to define the assignment details as well. Now, this is the short description I was referring to in my last demo while I was creating the instance. You will see that the short description is automatically filled up for you. So this is the description of this particular recommendation that I have open. Now this is integrated. This is coming from the governance. It's not the rules are not integrated, but we do have some features coming from governance like this one, where you can define the remediation time frame. Let's say, for example, I want to give time frame of so and so. And I can apply grace period, and I can notify owners weekly, and I can choose which day of a week do I send, and so on. So this is the process. I would go ahead and click on create. In a fraction of seconds, the ticket will get created, and you'll see the ticket ID right here in the Defender for Cloud dashboard. So let's imagine I clicked on the ticket that we just created, which will immediately take me to the ServiceNow portal. ServiceNow portal will take me to the recommendation that I just created, the incident. It'll give me more information like who's the caller information and what's the priority and things like those. And I'll be able to see more information on the recommendation description right here, along with the remediation, the assessment ID and remediation link and so on. So for the people who are in ServiceNow, taking care of these tickets, they really don't need to go back and forth between Microsoft Defender for Cloud and the ServiceNow portal. They can see everything right here within the ServiceNow portal. Now, let's imagine as a ServiceNow administrator, I have resolved this ticket and I have deleted or updated it. This will automatically be get affected within the Defender for Cloud portal as well. You'll notice that the ticket ID will disappear. And also it will evaluate to see if this is really an unhealthy resource even now or not. And then Defender for Cloud will be able to refresh this unhealthy resources. So this is the end-to-end demo of how it looks like.
Wow, this looks really good. Is this information also in ARG? For example, if
Yes.
I do a query on Azure Resource Graph for the ticket ID, I'm going to be able to find that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a great question. All this information is in ARG, and you have capability to do it through APIs as well.
Beautiful. That's amazing. I love the fact that we put this in ARG, because if customers, they want to list all the tickets that are open, that are assigned to recommendations, they can just query ARG, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome, Safeena. Congratulations. I know you worked really hard on this feature to be out, you and the entire team in LDC. So very happy to see that. Any final thoughts that you want to share?
I will encourage everybody to integrate ServiceNow ITSM module and let us know how your experience is and feedback. And if you want more improvements, this is the time as we are in public preview. That's it. Yeah.
Excellent. And make sure that as you go through this and try, share your thoughts, right? We have our user voice. You can use the link below to share your perspective on our user voice. And there are also many places in the UI that you can provide feedback. So thank you very much, Safeena.
Thank you, Yuri. Thanks for having me.
All right, everyone. This is a wrap for today's episode. Once again, thank you very much for your audience. Make sure to follow us and subscribe to the Microsoft Security channel. And stay tuned. We have much more to come.